Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Instant Classic, and I'm gonna be trying something new today. This is my first time doing a legitimate NFL review of the league. I've done these in the past by myself and everything, but it's like I've never actually done these for YouTube, so this is my first time doing it. And if y'all like it, please like, subscribe, comment what your favorite part of the video was. Maybe it was me joking around, maybe it was me doing whatever it could be. Um, yeah. But and if there's anything that y'all would like for me to talk about, please let me know because I want to be able to add more content to this channel because it's been kind of lacking. I haven't posted a video in a few months now, so I want to get back on that. So for every single week after the week of NFL football, I will make sure to post a little NFL review. Some of these might go a bit longer. Some of these might go a little shorter because maybe the games weren't just that good. Maybe there's not much to talk about. But hey, anyways, let's get into it with the first game of week 2. We got the Vikings and Eagles. I just want to say, first off, for the Vikings, the defense was pretty bad. I will say I don't think they got any picks on never mind, they did get a pick on Jalen Hurts. I'm looking at the stats right now. They did get a pick on Jalen Hurts, but Andre Swift was a beast that game. 28 carries, 175 yards, 1 TD. I always knew DeAndre Swift was good from his talented lines, but I didn't know how he'd be with the Eagles. And week 2 really made me realize that, okay, he's pretty good. He's actually a lot better than I thought. So yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. So the fact that we have to see them twice a year means we have to game plan for them twice a year, and maybe even on in the playoffs as well. So we got to look out for DeAndre Swift. But on the other side, we got Alexander Madison, 8 carries, 28 yards. He was pretty bad, but before I talk anymore, I just want to touch on the racist things that were said about Alexander Madison, and it's like, come on, why? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why people would do that kind of thing. I will never understand it. But that's enough about that. Kirk Cousins, 364 yards, 4 TDs, had a pretty good game. It's just the simple fact that the fumbles were just atrocious. They were really the really big thing that really cost the Vikings the game. One of the bigger ones was the 3 that there were only 3, I think. But it was the Justin Jefferson fumble when he was trying to reach across the pylon and he fumbled the ball out of bounds, and obviously that's gonna be a touchback, which allowed the Eagles to get 3 before halftime. I'm thinking he didn't have to do that. I'll be honest with you. He had no reason to do that. He shouldn't have done that. Like, I get it, you're trying to score, but if you don't reach across the goal, if you don't reach across for a touchdown, then it's fourth and goal. First and goal at like the 1 yard line. You'll be just fine without reaching over the goal. And I was talking to my grandfather because me and him, we had a little argument about it. He's like, I told him, like, I don't believe he should have done that because that really costed them. They could have. It was 10-7, I believe, at the time. And if he doesn't reach over the end zone, that's they don't have to. They don't get 3 scored on them, and then they can potentially punch it in, and now they're up 14 to 10 going into halftime. Now, and then I think they got the ball at half too, so they could have easily been 21 to 10 or maybe 17 to 10, been up a touchdown. Had Justin Jefferson not reached for a touchdown, I will continue to say this. I will die on this hill. He did not need to do that. I don't get why he did it. It was stupid that he did it because it ended up costing them a potential touchdown. Like, which in a game against the Eagles with that high-powered offense, you need all the points you can get. So the fact that your actions caused them to score a touchdown. Not a touchdown, but a field goal before half. And it was just a brain dead play, in my opinion. And if I'm if I'm their coach, I would chew out Justin Jefferson because, like, why? It's infuriating because I'm like, I was watching the game and I'm thinking, why did he do that? There was no reason to do that. They could have easily scored, but no, he didn't. So, but that's whatever. I'm gonna just move on. I'm gonna just move on. And then the two other fumbles was the one from Kirk Cousins. He got sacked and then fumbled, I believe, and then that led to them. I think that led to the Eagles scoring a touchdown, right? I'm pretty sure. And then the Alexander Madison fumble. Both of them. One of them was on a sack, and then the other one just simple punch out, just like. Then you gotta preach ball security. And then the other one was a punch out. You gotta preach ball security. I'm sorry, but you can't have that. You just can't have that in a game against such a good defense like the Eagles. You gotta preach ball security. You gotta hold on to it with two hands. You can't just be holding on to it with one hand because it could easily get punched out like what they did with Alexander Madison. And I feel like. No, I don't feel like. I know for a fact that if the Eagles don't cause those three turnovers, it's easy. Well, they didn't really cause the Justin Jefferson turnover, but it still went in their favor. And if they don't cause those two other fumbles, and then the Justin Jefferson fumble doesn't happen, they lose this game pretty easily. I feel like it's not even a question that they lose, because those were some pretty big plays that happen, and it's like if they don't go the Eagles' way, then it's pretty easy that the Vikings, they take advantage, they score, and then they end up winning the game. Simple as that. I don't think it's that hard to believe that if that they could have won. But the Vikings defense was pretty good. They did give up that one long play to Devontae Smith, that a 60 or 70-yard bomb. That was like the only bomb of the game, and it's like for the most part, they were able to keep the receivers in front of them. And I feel like it's kind of hard to do when you're going up against the Eagles, because like they're such a high-powered offense, and it's like, whew. But I feel like they could have executed a bit better. But the defensive scheme is pretty good. But the fact that there's such a young team with very few veteran players is going to cost them in the long run, because. Not in the long run, but it's gonna help them in the long run, because they can grow in this game, and as they grow, the scheme is only gonna get better. So that's a huge thing for them. But yeah, Eagles win 34-28. This really could have gone either way. But again, the turnovers are just killer. Like, if you win the turnover battle, you're gonna win the game for the most part. And that's exactly what happened with the Vikings and Eagles. It was on the turnover battle. They won the game. It's not as simple as that. Moving on, we have the Ravens and Bengals. And even though it says 27-24, it was not that good of a game. It was not that close, I feel like, from watching it. Joe Burrow, step up your game, man. They paid you $275. Not $275 million. My bad. $275 million. And you're playing like I don't know. I don't know. Like, even though he did throw two TDs and he did have two TDs, one INT. He could have been better. I really expected better from Joe Burrow, because he had just gone to the Super Bowl not too long ago, and he's played like garbage. Like the stats. This is why I don't pay attention to stats all the time, because the stats will tell you one thing, but if you watch the game yourself, that'll change your whole view of the game. Because like yes, he had 222 yards, 2 TDs, but yes, he did have that one INT, and it's like the defense was just ugh. I don't even want to get into it. Bengals, step your game up. I'm sorry. Ravens, good game all around. Lamar was just going crazy on that defense. He had a couple of plays where he was just getting out the pocket, extending plays, making some nice throws. He was running around. He did hurl a dude too. That was pretty sick to see, but it wasn't really a hurdle. But anyways, it wasn't that much of a game in my eyes, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with me on that. I don't know what else to say though, because like I'm just like ugh. Bengals, come on, man. I expected more from a team that's been to the Super Bowl so recently. But let's just move on because I don't want to talk about it. Seahawks, Lions, Geno Smith. Sometimes I was wondering what this man was doing because on that like 1 third and long, he was just running back. He's like, what is he doing? I'm over here thinking like, what is this man doing? Like, why are you running back so far? He was acting like me when I'm playing Madden. Sometimes I'll just be running back and back and back for no other reason, but just to extend the play. And then he got sacked. But Lions, the defense, man. The defense. Really? If the defense was even slightly better, the Detroit Lions, the Lions win this game. Lions win. Y'all still gotta do better on that defense because the defense is gonna cost y'all some games, and it might even cost y'all the division. But but I will admit though, Jared Goff has been pretty impressive. I did not think that he was going to do this well when he first signed with the Lions. I always thought that Goff, or as some people like to call him, Jared Goofball, more like Bengal. He's the NFL YouTuber. He called him Jared Goofball, and I thought he was a goofball too, because I'm like, this man. There's no way this man is going to be able to succeed outside from Sean McVay, and I'm pretty happy to say that I've been proven wrong by him. He has impressed me, and I'm just like, huh? I was wrong about this man. I was actually wrong. Like, congratulations, Jared Goff. He's made me a fan. I didn't think much of him at first because I'm like, this man is a system quarterback. He's not going to be good outside of a good system. And what Dan Campbell has done with this team is like, it's going to take a while before they're actually contenders. But I could definitely see them making a good run for it on the for the playoffs. But yeah, but a really great game, a lot of offense. I mean, for some, if you're looking for a really offensive game, this was the game for you because it was a pretty good game. It was a high scoring game. 68 points combined. Would have loved it to be 69, but look, we don't always get what we want. Colts and Texans. I didn't really watch this game like that, but I did see some highlights. C.J. Stroud looked alright. I want to say he did hit Nico Collins for quite a lot of his passes, and I feel like that's perfectly fine because for a tight end, that's gonna be your safety blanket. Like, I feel like that's what most young quarterbacks do. They use their tight ends, and I feel like, well, not young quarterbacks, but all quarterbacks, they use their tight ends, and like, I love it when the tight end. I'm a huge tight end guy. I love the tight ends, and even in Madden, I love to get my tight ends in and to see them, be like a security blanket for these teams is pretty good. But yeah, 31-20. I don't really have much to say, but I did see that Anthony Richardson He had like 2 rushing scores. So hopefully he doesn't end up like Cam, because I feel like he has the same build like Cam. He could definitely be the next Cam. I just don't want to see him end up the same way that Cam did, because I don't want to see that. But he did go out though in the game. So not Jordan, Gardner Minshew came in 178, 130, pretty good game. CJ Stroud 384 yards, pretty good completion, 2 TDs. Um, yeah, I just think it was the fact that it's such a young team. They don't really have many like weapons on the team, but Nico Collins though went off like 146. Like if you had him for fantasy, he was good. But yeah, that I feel like Nico Collins is gonna be a really big cornerstone for this offense for years to come. So I could totally see him and CJ Stroud becoming a dynamic duo. Next game, we got the Buccaneers and Bears. I know people are gonna call. I know people have called Justin Fields a bust. Be honest, I still have faith in this man. I don't care. Y'all can call me stupid for having faith in a man that has probably proven time and time again that he's not NFL ready. And I think I don't know. Like, I want to have faith. I still have faith in the man. Like, I'm not gonna give up on him. But it's each week. Every time he has a bad game, it's getting harder and harder and harder to actually like believe in the dude. Like I love Justin Fields. I love him. I love him. He's a great player. He's a great player at Ohio State. But I don't know what's been going on. Like, it's him and it's the scheme. Like, you can't put all the blame on the scheme. It's not at this point. It's not just the team. Like, it's also the player. It's also like, you gotta admit, because like I will admit, Justin Fields. Come on, he had like 2 picks in that game, right? Or was it? Yeah, two INTs. One of them was a deflected pass. So that was all right. But when Baker Mayfield outplays you, I really think that says a lot. I honestly think that says a lot about what's been going on. It's like, how you gonna let Baker Mayfield play better than you? On another note, the Buccaneers defense is still pretty good. They had that tip pass that turned in that tip to pick that got turned into a pick six because they pushed them forward. They put Levante David, I think, or someone. They pushed them forward, and it was a pick six. But and also DJ Moore for them has been pretty good. He had 104 yards this game, so that little connection. So I feel like you just got to do better. You really just have to do better with Justin Fields. I want to see him succeed. I really do. But he just I'm gonna say this every single week. He makes it harder for me to be a fan of him, because I'm like, I wanna like you, bro. I want you to succeed, but when you're playing so badly that Baker Mayfield outplays you, I don't know what to say. I just want to move on. I just want to move on. We got the Chiefs and the Jaguars. Low scoring game. I don't know what to say. Travis Kelce's back. Chris Jones is back. Good for them. I was honestly not expecting this as a game. I did not expect it to be such a low-scoring game, because these are one of the most high-powered offenses when you think about it. But yeah. But look, in other news, Kadarius Toney caught a pass. Kadarius Toney actually has hands now, apparently, because he actually caught a couple of passes. But yeah, again, this is I feel like I was not expecting this. But it's the bounce back win. Yeah, hopefully. I didn't know. I don't know. Some of these games I wasn't able to watch because like I don't have streaming services that allow me to watch all those different games at once. So the only way for me to actually be able to know about these games is to watch highlights. So there wasn't much to go off of. But yeah, Travis Kelsey's back. Hopefully his knee holds up and it doesn't end up worsening. So yeah, moving on. Falcons and Packers. Gutsy calls to go for it on a couple of fourth downs. Honestly, that really helped them. Jordan Love, that false start call that backed them up. That was really huge. I'm just like, oof. That was a huge call because like if that call isn't made, then easily the Packers win. I think that the Packers win. But Jordan Love has played pretty good. He did only throw 551 yards, but at the same time he did have 3 TDs. So good for him. Hopefully he can continue playing good. Like he doesn't have to like throw these big yardage, and he doesn't have to do that. But it'd be kind of nice to see him throw a bunch. Like I feel like he'd do better if he didn't have to throw if he didn't have to throw 25 times because like they've got the running game to actually do it. They got Aaron AJ Dillon, they got Aaron Jones. So it's very possible that they could have done a bit better. But I do think that the fact that Aaron Jones and Christian Watson were out really did hinder them as well because when you think about it, Christian Watson is one of the fastest receivers, and he's big too. So he's kind of like the jump ball kind of guy. So if he was there, I do think that it's more likely that they win that game. But then again, you don't know. But yeah, pretty good game by DJ Reader. He had 237 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT, and he did lead that game-winning drive. So she might poise as a young player, and it's like I really hope that he can continue being such a good part of this offense. And Bijan, I'm saying BJ. Oh my God. Okay, Bijan Robinson. What can I say about this man that hasn't already been said? This man's a beast, not only in the running game but in the passing game. I feel like he had 19 carries for 124 yards, and he was an absolute monster in the wide receiving game. We saw that week 1. We saw that again week 2, and it's like he's like kind of like a utility bag, like they use Cordell Patterson as. And like I feel like they're gonna use Bijan the same way with that. Obviously, Tyler Algier is still there. He's really good, but I feel like they were more game planning for Tyler, so he wasn't able to get as many. But it didn't matter in the end because like they get the win off of that young Waku kick. Game-winning field goal. So, congratulations to the Falcons. You beat the Packers. Good for y'all. I really thought that y'all were gonna lose though because in my eyes, I thought the Packers were the better team, and I really thought they had a high chance of actually beating them. But here I am standing dead wrong. So next game we got the Bills and the Raiders, 38-10. I don't know. Great bounce. I feel like this is the perfect game for a bounce back by Josh Allen. 3 TDs, 274 yards. This was the perfect bounce back game for him from those 3 interceptions to Jordan Whitehead. So this was I feel like there was no way that the Bills were gonna lose to the Raiders. I'm not surprised that that they won. So not much that I could say. Like Gabe Davis had a pretty good game. He had 92 yards and a TD. Devontae Adams had the Raiders' only touchdown of the game. So there's that. But Devontae is He's gonna get his, no matter what you do, no matter who you put on him. Devontae is he's gonna be good. So yeah. Moving on. Next game we have the Chargers and Titans. Chargers. Chargers. Really? Really? Keenan Allen has a two-touchdown game. A two-touchdown game. And you still managed to lose. I don't get what's going on with the Chargers. The Chargers are gonna charge. The Chargers are gonna do the Chargers. How do you lose to Ryan Midhill? How? How is it possible? I calm down. I need to calm down. But I don't get it. I don't get how the Chargers should have easily won the game. I don't know how they lose. Fire Brandon Staley, cause he just ain't right for this team, I think. So just please, fire him. Do whatever you got to do, because I was not expecting the Chargers to start 0-2. And if you told me that the Chargers were gonna start 0-2, I wouldn't believe you, because like you think they'd be one of the teams that you think be 2-0 right now, or at least 1-1, because the Dolphins game, that was a pretty good game. But yeah, they lost to the Titans, to the Titans of all teams. I don't even know. Just Chargers, you should just be embarrassed of yourself. Honestly, be embarrassed, please. Just be embarrassed. I don't know. 49ers, Rams. Matthew Stafford. He was going to that one Hakuna Nakua. It sounds like an Islander name. It honestly does. But the Nakua guy, Bukana Nakua, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Nakua, that one dude, 15 receptions, 147 yards. I feel like if you combine that with Cooper Kupp, you've got a dangerous 1-2 duo. And hopefully Nakua, this isn't just him playing in place of Cooper Kupp. Hopefully continue this even with Cooper Kupp there. But Brock Purdy, he had 17-25, 208 yards. Christian McCaffrey had 116 yards. He had one long run, which is pretty good. There's not much to really say. I wasn't expecting the 49ers to lose this game, so I wasn't expecting them to not win this game. So I don't know what to say. There's not much really for me to say. Like, this is one of those games where I just couldn't watch it, so I had to go based off of highlights and stuff like that, and there wasn't much to go off of except for a bunch of Nakua highlights. And Nakua is really good. I can see him being a huge part of their offense in the coming future. You can team them up with Stetson Bennett. You got two young players. They could build, chemistry. And you got a 1-2 punch right there. But this game, Giants and Cardinals. 20-0. 20-0. And you lost to the Giants. I don't know. You let the Giants. I know you're trying to tank for Caleb Williams, or at least I think that's what you're gonna do. But the Giants, really, the Giants. You had them beat 20-0, and you. I don't know, but a terrible game for the pretty good game if we're talking about first half. Great game by the Cardinals. Second half, How do you manage to fumble this badly? The Giants scored 31 points in the first in one half. I can't remember when was the last time they did that. Because I don't think they did it last year. I'm pretty sure they never scored 31 points in any game last year. I could be wrong. I could be. I think I am, but I'm not sure. But I don't think they ever scored 31 points last year at all. So the fact that they dropped 31 on y'all, I I I can't. I can't because I'm like, how do you manage how do you manage that? How do you manage that? Like, how do you manage to lose to the Giants? It's whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm just like Cardinals. Y'all should win. I'm just gonna say that. Next, we got my Cowboys versus the Jets. Cowboys defense, amazing. Was absolutely amazing. Getting pressure. I was saying up or to this point, who do the Jets have on that offensive line that can possibly stop Demarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, all those studs on the D line, and obviously they couldn't because Demarcus Lawrence still got his. Michael Parsons got his. He had a strip fumble. Like you can't stop him. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and that's what happened. Garrett Wilson, that 160-yard touchdown. He's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem. I will say that. We took a bad angle. We took a bad angle. He took it all the way. He's got speed. He's 50 and he's got speed. But we can't let that happen again. But the defense was good. Dak Prescott had 2 TDs. Tony Pollard was pretty good. Overall, a pretty good game by the overall great game by the Cowboys. I will say that. Even I don't call this a bias. It was just I'm just looking at observation. It was a great game by the Cowboys. They did everything they were supposed to do. They got 3 and outs. They scored the ball even though they got 2 TDs. They got all these turnovers. They forced punts. They got sacks. They did everything that you could want, and they won the game. So yeah, a pretty good game for the Cowboys. I'm very happy. Hopefully we can continue this into the next game, and hopefully for the rest of the season. But next game we got Commanders versus Broncos. Another game where a team had a huge lead and should have won. The Broncos. Broncos. How do you lost to the Commanders? You lost to the Commanders, man. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how you do that. But hey, Broncos country. Let's ride to a loss. Let's ride to a loss. That's what we're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna ride to a loss. You're a bozo. You're complete another bozos. I'm in my inner Guru Griff right now. You lost to the Commanders. I don't know. And then you want a pass interference. Like yes, I do think it was pass interference, but you shouldn't have gotten to that place. You shouldn't have gotten to there when you're up against the Commanders. How do you lose against the Commanders? I don't know. I don't know. But somehow, some way, you managed to do it, and I'm pissed off because you should have won. You should have won. You should have won. I don't know what else to say. That Hail Mary though was a prayer. It was an absolute prayer. I don't remember the last time. Well, actually, the Hail Mary. I will say that the Hail Mary was kind of like a Hail Mary, but that was a God answered prayer because, but it didn't matter in the end because they lost anyways. So I don't know, but they're saying it was this pass interference. I don't think so. I think it could have been offensive pass. It could have been pass interference. I don't know though, but there's just no way you should have lost that game. There's like how did you lose? How? I don't understand, but it's not for me to understand somehow. But next game, we got the Dolphins and the Patriots. Dolphins and Patriots. Even though the score says 24-17, it felt like it was a lot more because of how often the Dolphins had the ball. The I'm trying to understand how Mac Jones can be so bad. Like y'all have no weapons whatsoever on that team, and you expect to win games. You have no weapons on your team. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, and like that's about it. But how you expect to win with Juju Smith-Schuster as your like only good wide receiver? I don't understand it. I will never understand it. But sure, this game should not have been that close. It should not. It should never have been that close because the the Dolphins. How did you let them? How did you let the? It doesn't make sense. I really thought I really thought that the Patriots were actually going to be the Dolphins, and I was going to clown on. I was prepared. I was really prepared to clown on the Dolphins. Like, how do you lose to the Patriots? But luckily they didn't. They didn't lose, so I don't have to clown them. Congratulations, Tua. You're like 7-1 against the Patriots. Congratulations, man. You know, but yeah. Anyways, Patriots do better. Like, I know I've said that like plenty of times now, but like at this point, you gotta do better. Saints Panthers. I didn't really watch the game. Chris Olave had that crazy catch. Like, that was an amazing catch. I'm like, yo, this man just did that. And I'm just like, he tipped it to himself. He had it on the fingertips, tipped it, caught it. I will say, Taysom was their main guy. He was really good this game. They definitely got to use him more often because I feel like if you do that, you're more than likely gonna win the game. So yeah, Panthers. I don't know. I didn't really watch the game, but it was alright. Browns and Steelers, the final game of the week. That was an interesting game. I don't really want to talk about the whole Nick Chubb situation because as it kind of reminded me of the Gordon Hayward injury or the what was it? The Paul George injury. That's what it kind of reminded me of, and I don't want to have to think about it because it's hard for me to think about those kind of things. But the Browns running back, he had a pretty great game. He was doing his thing. I hope to see more of him. I forgot his name. It was something Floyd, and he was pretty good. He had a really great game. He had a couple of TDs. He had that one long run that I thought was gonna be a TD, but they ended up calling them shorts. Kenny Pickett had a pretty okay game. George Pickens was balling though. So I will say that. So good job, Steelers. You're 1-1. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. But there it is. But anyways, that's it for the week review. I'll see y'all next week.